Start by finding a nice, comfortable seat on your mat. Be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones so that you're starting off stable. We must make sure that our foundation is set wisely. Begin to draw the navel in towards your spine and allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Imagine making a space between each of the vertebrae. Bring the shoulder blades together and down the back, and we'll place the hands on the thighs, palms down, and close your eyes. Start to become aware of your breath, and if it's okay for you, allow the breath to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. If your nose is stuffy, you can just breathe through the mouth. Start to bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. With each inhale, allow the spine to grow tall. And then as you exhale, keep the length in the spine, but just allow the body to soften, relax, and release any tension you might be holding on to. I'd like to read a quote from Donna Farhi. Yoga does not remove us from the reality or responsibilities of everyday life, but rather places our feet firmly and resolutely in the practical ground of experience. We don't transcend our lives. We return to the life we left behind in hopes of something better. So in yoga, we always seem to talk about being present, and with that is admitting that we often look for ways to escape reality, whether that's through TV, internet, drinking, things like that. Even reading. Reading's not bad. But yoga helps us to, instead of having to escape reality, it helps us to keep our feet firmly rooted in reality. And we learn all of these tools that help us to stay in the moment and to experience the moment, even if it's not a good one. Because remember the backpack analogy. Anytime that we're escaping from reality to avoid something, we're just putting that in our backpack. And we start carrying it around, it gets heavier and heavier. Then all of a sudden, we have an unnatural reaction to a situation. We may explode at someone we love just because we have all of this stuff that's been building up, and carrying it around. So being firmly rooted, stable in the present moment helps us to get rid of that backpack, walk a little lighter in life. Let's bring those hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. The thumbs are just pressing gently against your chest. The elbows can relax. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the third exhale, share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, and exhale. And for the third time together, inhale, Om. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes, looking forward. So today we're going to start laying down on our backs in Shavasana. I can't think of a better way to start. So you'll just lay down comfortably on your back. Sorry about that. And have those legs extended out nice and long. Arms are by your side. And just reestablish the balanced breath if it's gotten away from you at all. On the inhale, the arms come up overhead until the thumbs touch the floor behind you. As you exhale, arms come back down by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. So you're moving with your balanced breath, which could be a different speed than mine. And that's perfectly fine. So if there's one thing that our current situation with the pandemic is showing me is that many of us do not feel stable. It's a very unstable time because it's something we haven't experienced before. And so we need to find ways to be stable, to be grounded. And yoga is a wonderful way to do that. And you may have other practices that help you to increase your stability. Yoga also helps us to create stability in our body, which is so important. The next time the arms are by your side, pause there, and then draw the knees into the chest. Place the left hand on the left knee, the right hand on the right knee. As you inhale, the knees pull away from the chest as the arms straighten, and then as you exhale, draw the knees back in. Inhale, knees pull away from the chest. Exhale, draw the knees in. Often when we think of yoga, we think about flexibility. But stability is such an important thing to focus on as well in the body. Many people, including myself, actually can be a little too flexible. I happen to have extra long ligaments, and so it might make me look good at yoga, but it also keeps me in physical therapy because I have to constantly strengthen the muscles to help keep all of my bones in the right places. The next time you hug the knees in, you can pause there and then place the soles of the feet on the mat. Bring your arms by your sides, palms face the floor. Draw the pelvic floor up, the navel in. Engage the glutes. Press down through the feet, lift the hips, and as you exhale, lower. Pelvic floor pulls up, navel in, engage those glutes, lift the hips, and as you exhale, lower. Continue moving with the breath. So when you lift, just notice how much movement is going on in your body. No judgment, just observation. The more stability you have in your spine, the less extra movements you'll notice. The next time you lower the hips to the mat, you can pause there. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Take the hands around the left thigh and draw those legs in towards the chest. Breathe here. Lower that left foot to the mat. Lower the right foot. And then cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Take the hands around that right thigh. Draw the legs in. Lower the right foot to the mat, followed by the left. Hug the knees into the chest, coming to Uttanasana, and then begin to rock head to tail. Feel free to take a couple rocks back and forth, and then you're going to bring yourself up to Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged posture. Be sure to adjust the sit bones as needed so that you're feeling rooted, stable. Draw the navel in towards the spine, crown of the head reaches tall. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, turn that head to look towards the right. Inhale, coming back to center. And as you exhale, turn the head to look towards the left. Inhale to center. 2 more times on each side. So many of us are starting to experience neck instability because we tend to be a forward-leaning society where we hunch over, we look down at our phones, and we start to get weak neck muscles. This is something that if you struggle with this, it's best to see a physical therapist. But if you have an unstable neck, it can actually affect your vision, it can affect your hearing, it can affect the rest of your body. So that's why it's so important to make sure that we are balancing flexibility with strength and making sure that we are stable and not so focused on the look of the body. It's more important that it function properly. Let's come to all fours, hands and knees. Knees are just hip-width apart. They're slightly behind the hips. Hands are shoulder-width apart, and they are slightly forward of your shoulders. Take a breath in. As you exhale, shift your hips to your heels, your chest to your thighs, coming to extended child's pose. As you inhale, come back up all fours. So even here, when we come up to all fours, you're drawing that pelvic floor up, the navel in, to keep that pelvis in neutral. The next time you come to all fours, pause there. As you inhale, the right arm sweeps out parallel to the mat. The thumb points to the sky. If it's okay for you, the left leg sweeps out. So you're reaching through the heel, reaching through the fingertips. Navel to the spine, Focus on your breath. So we have muscles deep in the body that run along our spine. You can't see them. But if they're not strong, neither is the spine. Lower the right hand, lower the left knee. Take a moment to shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. On the next inhale, left arm sweeps out. If it's okay for you, the right leg sweeps out. So you could meet somebody who has the biggest six-pack abs, yet if they don't work on spinal stability, internally they're very unstable, and that can lead to increased risk of injury. Lower that left hand, lower the right knee, shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. So one of the best things we can do to work on spinal stability is plank pose. And it's very interesting to me because in my yoga teacher training, plank pose was taught as an advanced posture that's not right for everybody. But in my personal training, it's one of the first beginner exercises that they teach. So we need to be mindful of the back in this pose, and I'm going to teach you 2 ways to do it. So the first way, you come to all fours. Start to just walk your hands forward, and you'll begin to feel your core fire up. So we can do plank with the knees down and build up strength. The second option is to come up onto the tops of the toes. Now this is a lot more challenging. We never want the back to sag in plank pose, and we don't want to pike the hips. So if you have a hard time keeping yourself in a nice straight line, it's best to lower the knees. Focus on your breath here. Shift back to child's pose. Bring yourself back up to all fours, and we'll try plank again. So you can either keep those knees down, bringing those hands forward and shifting forward until you feel that core engage. Draw the navel to the spine, or you can lift the knees, coming to a knee up plank, navel to spine. Focus on your breath. If the knees are up, lower them to the mat, and then we'll all shift back to child's pose. On your next inhale, come up to all fours, hands and knees. So we're going to move dynamically between all fours and child's pose. So on the exhale, shift back to child's pose. And on the inhale, bring yourself back up. All fours, hands and knees. Moving with your breath. Exhale back. Inhale. The next time you come to all fours, pause there. As you inhale, the right arm sweeps out. parallel to the mat in front of you. Left leg sweeps out behind you. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to draw the elbow to the knee beneath the belly. And as you inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Again, the more stability you build, the less extra movement you'll notice. And that's something that will improve over time. The next time you extend the arm and leg out, pause there. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. Breathe for 1. Lower the right hand. Lower the left knee. Shift back to child's pose. Come back up to all fours, hands and knees. On the next inhale, that left arm sweeps out parallel to the mat, and if it's okay for you, the right leg. Take a breath in. As you exhale, draw that left elbow to right knee beneath you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw together. Inhale, extend. Continue moving on your own here, letting your breath guide you. The next time you extend the arm and the leg, pause there. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. Breathe for 1. Lower the left hand, lower that right knee. Shift back to child's pose. Come back up to all fours, hands and knees. From here, we're going to come down to our forearms. So the elbows are right beneath the shoulders. Wrists are in line with the elbows. Press down through the fingers and the perimeter of those palms. Now come down to lay on your belly. Point the toes towards the space behind you. Subtly turn the thighs in towards each other, and notice when you do that, the sit bones come apart. Draw the tailbone towards the heels. Gaze forward for Sphinx pose. Start to relax the legs, lower down, cross the forearms in front of you, and rest the forehead. Bring yourself back up to all fours, hands and knees. Take a breath in. As you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Shift back to child's pose. Rest here. Bring your awareness back to the balanced breath, back to this moment. And now we'll come to stand. So we're going to stand in mountain pose, Tadasana, a great pose to practice stability. So in mountain pose, the feet are just femur width apart. The feet are parallel to each other, so they look like an 11. Your hips are stacked on your knees stacked on your ankles. Pelvis is in neutral. So for many of us, that means we need to draw the navel in, tailbone towards the heels, crown of the head reaches towards the sky, shoulder blades together and down the back. Tadasana, mountain pose. As you inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, lower the arms. I forgot the most important part. In Tadasana, we root down through the four corners of the feet. That's the pad of the big toe and little toe, and the inner and outer heel. So to really feel that, you can lift your toes and you feel those points. Your leg muscles also engage. So you want to keep all of that, but just relax the toes. Sorry about that, forgot that part. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms lower. Make sure to keep the knees soft. The next time you lower the arms by your sides, pause for a moment. And then we're going to add the feet and add a little balance challenge. On the inhale, the arms come up as you come up on the balls of the feet. And then as you exhale, everything lowers down. No need to rush. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. So just coming back from the beach, being at the beach was a huge reminder about how important stability is. Because with someone who has extra long ligaments in their legs, standing in the waves really teaches you that you need stability. And standing in the sand, the next time you come down, lower the heels and bring the hands to your heart. Make sure the knees are nice and soft, and we're going to move into tree pose. So let's really focus on rooting down through the standing foot. So we're going to shift the weight to the right foot. Really let all of the weight sink into the foot. Imagine that you're growing roots. The left foot becomes light. You can press the foot against the ankle like a little kickstand, the calf, or the upper inner thigh, but you don't want to press the foot against the knee just for safety purposes. So here, you're pushing the foot into the leg, pushing the leg into the foot. Oftentimes when we do this, we start to crunch up. So keep that spine nice and tall. Find a gazing point, something not moving, and just allow the gaze to become soft. If you feel stable, those arms can reach up and the tree branches can grow. So stability is different than stiffness. So trees are supple, they move, and they're stable because of their roots. Start to bring those hands together up overhead, and as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Lower your left foot. You can shake the legs out a little bit. And now we will bring the hands back to the heart and shift the weight to the left foot. So really let the weight sink in there. Imagine deep roots growing into the earth. The right foot becomes light. You can press it against the ankle, the calf, or the upper inner thigh. We just skip the knee. Push the foot into the leg. Push the leg into the foot. Nice tall spine here. Find your gazing point. Watch the breath. If you feel stable, as you inhale, arms reach up and those tree branches can grow. Bring the hands back together, down in front of the heart. Lower your right foot. Shake those legs out. We come back to stand at the top of the mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. As you inhale, the arms reach up. And then as you exhale, hinge from those hips, folding forward, bringing the hands down to the mat, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Relax the head and neck. From here, we'll step back to downward facing dog. Start to bend the knees. Go back down into child's pose and rest. So here we'll come back to that balanced breath, back to the present moment. And now come to lay on your belly. We're going to practice Cobra Pose. So you're going to bring your hands right next to your chest. A lot of times when I teach this, I'll say bring your hands next to the chest. And some students might have their hands up at the top of the mat. Some might have them low. So really be mindful here. Place the hands right next to the chest. Hug your elbows in like little grasshopper wings. For Cobra Pose, we press the hands into the mat, and then we press the hands towards the feet. This causes the body to shift forward, and then we rise. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, isometrically drag those hands back. The chest sweeps through the arms as you rise. Exhale, lower. Go ahead and do 3 more on your own. Use the core to bring yourself up. Technically, you should be able to lift your hands. That's not what's holding you up. When you finish, you can just come down, roll over onto your back, and hug the knees into the chest. Once you get there, you can rock gently from side to side. ahead and place the soles of the feet on the mat. From here, you're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh and bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the floor. So we're going to practice a bridge pose. I call this wonky bridge. I know that's not a very technical name, but sometimes you feel a little wonky in it. So anyway, we're going to draw the pelvic floor up, draw the navel in, engage that left glute, press down through the left foot, lift the hips. Notice just how much movement you have. As you exhale, lower. Pelvic floor draws up, navel in. Engage that left glute, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. 3 more on your own here. When you finish your 3, you'll lower the hips and then take the hands around the left thigh and draw the legs into the chest. Place the sole of that left foot back on the mat and bring the arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Take a breath in. As you exhale, tip the legs to the left as you roll to the pinky toe side of that left foot. On the inhale, bring yourself back up. Exhale, tip the legs to the right as you roll to the big toe side of the left foot. Inhale back up. You'll continue moving with the breath, rolling from one side of the foot to the other. Take your time. There's no need to rush. The next time the sole of the left foot is flat on the mat, pause there. Lower your right foot. Make any adjustments to that foundation. Bring the arms by your sides, palms face the floor. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Excuse me. I just don't want your butt in my face, buddy. There you go. Pelvic floor draws up, navel in. Engage that right glute. Press down through the right foot, lift the hips. So if you have less spinal stability here, you might notice more movement, more spinal stability, less movement. Slowly lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more on your own. When you finish, you can just lower the hips and then take the hands around that right thigh. Draw the legs into the chest. keeping the left ankle over the right thigh. Lower the right foot to the floor. Bring those arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Inhale, and as you exhale, tip the legs over to the right as you roll to the pinky toe side of the right foot. On the inhale, bring yourself back up. And then as you exhale, tip the legs to the left as you roll to the big toe side of that right foot. Inhale up and continue moving with the breath, just rolling from one side of the foot to the other. The next time the sole of the right foot is flat on the mat, pause there. Lower the left foot. And then hug the knees into the chest. You can rock side to side here. Become still. Place the soles of the feet on the mat. Arms by your sides, palms face the floor. Pelvic floor draws up, navel in. Engage the glutes, press down through the feet, lift the hips. You can stay just like this, or begin to wiggle those shoulders beneath you, clasp the hands together, and then press down through the hands and the arms. Release the hands. Carefully unwiggle those shoulders. Slowly lower the hips to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Keep the knees hugged in, but bring those arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Press the soles of the feet up towards the sky and breathe. Hug the knees into the chest once more. Place the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, knees pull away from the chest. And as you exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale, knees pull away. Exhale, knees pull in. Hug the knees to the chest one more time. And then lower the soles of the feet to the mat. You're going to take your feet as wide as your mat. Hands can rest on your belly. And just let the knees sway from side to side. Let the knees become still, and then let the soles of the feet come together as those knees open up out to the sides. Take the index fingers, link them together, and then bring those arms up overhead for a figure 8. Just feel the back side of the body against the ground. We're going to begin to transition into Shavasana. So grab anything that you might need. Once you have what you need, you'll just extend those legs nice and long. Your feet can just flop open. Arms come by your sides, and arms are just a few inches away from the body. Palms face the sky. So in Shavasana, we just want to relax. So take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, let it all go. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth, and the eyes just rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Allow the natural breath to take over. Rest in Shavasana. slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the room once again, becoming aware of the body. You can start to make subtle movements that might feel good to you, like wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles and turn the head gently from side to side. And then stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice, full body stretch. And then roll to the right side in the fetal position. And we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed if you'd like. Use those arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And then once you get there, you can bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Working on stability in our body so that we can then take it off of the mat and into our everyday lives. Yoga does not remove us from the reality or responsibilities of everyday life, but rather places our feet firmly and resolutely in the practical ground of experience. We don't transcend our lives. We return to the life we left behind in the hopes of something better. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you.